Are we on? We on? We're on. Hi, creatives. This is Ann McDonald with this week's quick tip. This is a fun one. This week we are tackling the whole concept of conversion. What is it that makes someone convert or purchase your actual products and services? There is an old saying that in order for someone to buy your products and services, they have to know, like, and trust you. And one of the things I see, especially in the creative world, with the whole concept of communities, creatives like to get together and form all these communities. But there's a difference between being in a community of people who should be buying your services or who should be recommending your services, and being in a community or having and establishing a community that does consume and purchase your services. This is really, really important. When my coaching clients come to me and they have these, a lot of them have what you might determine to be a celebrity status or be really well known within their industry. But when you go behind the scenes and you look at their revenue numbers, they're not making any money and people aren't actually purchasing their products. So what is it that separates the person who has all of these fans or all of these followers from the person who may not have a lot of fans and a lot of followers, but is converting like crazy? You know, they 60% of the people that get their emails click on it and buy it. Here's the critical difference. The person who is converting has targeted in and solved the exact problem that their community or that their ideal client has. If you are thirsty and you see water, you will buy water. If you are hungry and you have food put in front of you, you will buy food. It's no different in creative business. The question that you have to answer is, if my client is blank and I provide blank, then they're gonna cross, they're gonna convert, they're gonna purchase from you. First thing I need you to do is to really examine, truly examine, what are the products and services that you currently offer? Do they solve a problem for someone, or are they just ego-based products and ego-based services that you kind of created because you wanted to create them and they're good for you? It's a fine line. So that's the first thing I want you to look at. Look at the products and services that you actually have and consider, were they created for a potential client, or were they created just because you thought they were a good idea? The second thing is, if those products and services that you've created really are for a client and they really do serve clients, ask yourself this: am I communicating in my client's language, or am I communicating in my language? I'll give you an example from my industry. I'm a decorator, I'm a designer. We have our own language in the design world. An example would be CFA. CFA stands for Cutting for Approval. If I shoot an email off or talk to someone who's a new client of mine and I say, oh, well, we're just going to send you a CFA and then we'll get the approval and then we'll go on and we'll do this. That client is like, I have no idea what a CFA is, and there's a panic button. That's a small example of the language barrier that can prevent conversion. Really think about this second thing that I'm asking you to do. Consider how your language is. Are you speaking in the language of your industry, or are you speaking in the language of your client, your potential client? The third thing I want you to consider is this: what is their real pain point? What is it that's really going to motivate them to close the deal, to sign on the check, to pay with the credit card? Not what you think it is, but what is it really from their perspective? Just make a list of all of the things that you think it is, and then when you notice the clients aren't buying when you speak to that, when you get someone who finally does convert in your products and services, take note. What was their pain point? See if you can apply that across some of your other products and services. This is Ann McDonald's. A lot of information packed into this week's quick tip, but I really feel strongly about this. I think this is one of those things that is hindering a lot of creatives when it shouldn't be. I really do believe that you have the solutions to a lot of people's needs and pain points out there. We just have to make sure that it's that you're crossing and converting. You want more information on my coaching programs? We're filling it fast for the spring. So you can do 1 month at a time. There is more information on my website, annmcdonald.net. And I will see you next week. This is Ann McDonald with this week's quick tip. Thanks.